Welcome everybody here to the wonderful world, the Gigabyte Challenge, as we are here for our grand final of the 15th edition of the Gigabyte Challenge with 2,000 euros courtesy of, would you believe it, Gigabyte! Up for grabs, 1,500 going to the winners, 500 going to the second place. Because a big shout out to everyone who has participated in the Gigabyte Challenge. It is there for everyone and everyone. All you gotta do is just sign up for all the cups we do run here at Join Dota. You can use the same team for every single competition that we do run, and then just put yourself in the running. Maybe you can get yourself into the final brackets and then qualify yourself in for the finals and into the monies, because no matter what happens here, both these teams are winners because they get 500 euros. Of course, you can also be a winner. You can do the betting king stuff, which we do over on joindota.com. You can basically bet on your matches, all the matches in all of Dota 2, and see who comes out on top, and you can win yourself some cool stuff. Of course, some of that cool stuff is just like one of these little guys. I say little. It's not little. It's big. Big. Yeah. But the X99 Gaming 5P motherboard, I got it here too. I gotta be careful with this because if I break it, I buy it. And, well, I do want to buy it, but I prefer not to buy a broken one. But yeah, you get this guy. This guy right here can be sent to you with my fingerprints on it. Yeah. Gotta put that back there before I break it. Awesome! Let's go to the game. So this is the reason why they stopped making me do the Gigabyte challenges, because I think they were just more fearful that I end up breaking crap. But yeah, we're into the game. So 4C&L, they are the team that have managed to advance themselves through a fair distance of the way, all the way here into the grand final. And the team, we got the names changed over for one of them. Wagamama is now tagged up correctly, but it is still EGM tagged up as WP. Sexy Bamboy or Bamboo, who is the number one, and Captain Weeha and Venskor being the full lineup for 4C&L. And Team Alternate, while they did have themselves an interesting, we're going to put it down to that, matchup in their semi-final, they have managed to get themselves all the way through here into the grand final. So we wish them all the best of luck. Yeah, they were able to come out on top of the Spear 1-0, but there was a lot of lag issues, so I believe rares were actually returned to people on Dota 2 Lounge. Remaining. But yes, it was still a 1-0 victory. A Spear ended up getting knocked out. It was really a problem more with the draft, I felt, from Team Alternate in their game. But the same thing with 4C&L. Like, I sat there, and I couldn't help but send a message to Wagamama and say, you were just so dirty. It was such a dirty draft. Like, it couldn't have been a dirtier draft. It was just, it was wrong, is what it was. The second the Aghanim Scepter appeared on the Keeper of the Lights, it's like, okay, they're never going to ever be able to push up high ground or win control of the lanes, because you split push, you drag them back with a recall, and then just counter push the lane with an Illuminate. And now I'm looking at 4C&L with their lineup here. It's a little bit more balanced. I'm actually liking the way Alternate have done this. The Wisp, I'm worried, will be a little bit useless. The only reason I say that is because you picked a Disruptor into it, which means you could just end up isolating a hero. The Storm Spirit's also very susceptible to the Disruptor, almost impossible to dodge the Glimpse. I know I've asked Blitz, and Blitz is just like, I don't know a way you can do it. And if Blitz doesn't know, there is no way to do it. Unless it's done tonight, at which point we'll say there is a way to do it. You have to just get your timing completely, crazily right. But yeah, the Disruptor's a great controller up against the Storm Spirit. Lone Druid and Night Stalker are actually both very susceptible to the Treant Protector. Night Stalker can't run when you go for the Overgrowth. Same thing for the Lone Druid and his Bear. And then Tiny can just beat the living crap out of you. And the final core still missing. Interested to see what it would be. Queen of Pain's the primary hero looking to kill off the Wisp almost instantly, and the secondary support hero, or potentially Storm Spirit as well. 4C&L, they're requiring just an off-laner now. You could potentially run an aggro tri-lane, but
team ban.
Actually, it's not that bad up against the Wisp. When you're expecting dual lanes or something like that, then it's not that bad. But a Lone Druid on the bottom, I don't know if you actually would consider running Disruptor, Treant, and Tiny. On the aggro line. That doesn't make any sense. It should be a tiny safe lane. As early hand of mines as you can possibly get in that tiny, and then transition to good items later on. The Queen of Pain, actually, yeah, that would be nice. An off-lane Queen of Pain. I'd actually also look towards something else, like... No, I was thinking Darkseer for a moment, purely because of lane presence. Because I'm wondering who can kill off the Bear. Timbersaur's another one that's coming to mind. Really nice up against Night Stalker as well as Lone Druid. Lifestealer is another option if you want to try and run the Quap on the offlane. Switch the Tiny into the mid.
10 seconds remaining.
Be a pretty rough lane for the Tiny, but you could try and do that.
Remaining.
And you got a Treant Protector to give living armor, so that would similarly work.
Reserve
And because
time.
you do have the living armor, you can go for someone else
Faceless
a little bit more.
Radiant team pick.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but it definitely makes sure the Storm Spirit can't do anything. The teamfight control is, again, absolutely superb from 4CL. But the Tiny can't really do much with the Faceless Void Chronos up. The Treant, in a way, can, but can't. Disruptor definitely can. Like, the combo with the Void and Disruptor is actually quite nice, but it's more of that longer duration control time. It's not like the may it rest in peace TI4 strat of Faceless Void and Skywrath Mage, or Faceless Void and Witch Doctor. Because when you put the two of those down, you'd find kills inside the Chronosphere. Where this time around, it's more like you put the Faceless Void into the pit, and then you can throw the Static Storm on them when you get near like the last 10-15% of the time of the Chronosphere. Throw down the Static Storm, throw down the kinetic field. They can't go anywhere, and then Faceless Void's got even more time to beat the crap out of them. So 4CL have a nice combo that way. It's very difficult to also kill off the Faceless Void with the lineup that Alternate Attack have. I think their only choice at the moment is how do we stop the Faceless Void on the offlane? Do you have one hero that can zone him out, but it can also synergize with Night Stalker and Storm Spirit? It has to be a stunner. They're lacking all forms of stun. You got some silencers. Sorry, Storm Spirit does have Vortex, but I don't really want to count that because it's more of a it's a pullback. Yeah, it's a stun. But I want something else from the supports. Like a Lion, I think it's actually like maybe their best choice here. But the Treant Protector, like the Lion's not going to zone out the Faceless Void. That's kind of my issue. And they go for Vengeful Spirit. He can't zone out the Faceless Void, but he can definitely help when the Chrono happens. So swap a core hero out to safety, get the Suns, look for that negative armor. They got things to work with here. They definitely have things to work with their Alternate Attack. But what it still comes down to execution. It still comes down to execution. That was one thing that went pretty wrong during their semi-final, before things just all of a sudden went right with a couple of good engagements. Nice tree. This man has bought the Jonah to MLG Pro League set. The treasure chest that's out there. Look at that tree. A sexy bush. Okay, I don't know if he's sexy, but okay, that's Amelia Rags. There you go. Looks nice. Looks very nice. Okay. Found my mute button. Woo! Okay, so yeah, the other problem for ATN in their last game was just basically laning execution. In the early stages, they didn't really hold on to it. And 4C&L's lineup can really punish you if you don't. The mid game for them is absolutely superb. In fact, I don't think ATN can win against them in the mid game unless they get a really good laning phase. And when I say good laning phase, it means Night Stalker finds kills during the first nighttime phase. Storm Spirit is able to hit level 6 and not get ganked before he hits level 6, and then move around starting ganking people as well. And this buys space for Lone Druid to get a large amount of farm and start taking out tier 1 towers. Potentially tier 2. But that should then give him the items to get things like Maelstrom, Basher, anything which makes the bear more utilized in the early stages. That's kind of what I need to see from this lineup. The Vengeful Spirit and Wisp, this is one of these moments too when I'm just looking at the Wisp and wondering exactly what does he help with. Like, you can run a little bit more aggressive in the offlane. But you shouldn't be finding kills with it. Like, because the Night Stalker is still a void. Yay. Day duration is a 2-second, 50% slow, and 90 damage. That's not enough to kill off, like, a safe lane Tiny. And in fact, it's actually Bamboo, who is... Can we just... What is going on here? Why are we going to pause the game? No. Wait. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, Waga. Shout out to the casters. I don't have a level 1000 compendium. I'm only sitting I got high enough. I got high enough to get my Enigma braces, and that was all. That's all I required. It was good enough. Okay. Are we good to go now? Fantastic. Let's go. So, Sexy Bamboo is the tiny. Weeha's the faces void, so he's the #1 role. Normally plays at least for 4C&L. And then Waga takes his Queen of Paint towards the mid, one of his signatures. And they're going to go for an early first blood. Event score, Glimpse, a Bamboo Avalanche. That's what they're hoping for. And who's nearby? Well, the bear's here, but that's not going to reveal him. They can potentially try and kill the bear. That's one thing they could do. But at the same time, that's not what they're searching for. They might settle for it, but they're just walking with the bear. The smoke's about to break, and the bear's there. I don't know if you have enough damage. And what vision do you get for the Radiant side? Bear loops up. So it's a lone druid safe lane. Surprise, bear! So it's bottom room for Waga. They could give it to Bamboo. It is a very nice treant. Weeha. Careful. They gotta let it go to the top. So Nisha will get the bottle. So they're gonna run. Okay, I don't know if they're really planning on doing that, but yeah, they're gonna run a Storm Wisp in the mid. That's a lot of expenditure of mana, but Queen of Paint's fine with this. Queen of Paint's actually over the moon about this. And the reason why I'm thinking this way is, yes, she's probably going to take a lot of pressure, but at the same time, Waga is going to level a lot faster than the Storm Spirit and the Wisp, because they're obviously sharing the experience. Static Remnants push out the lanes, which is not really what you want to be doing as a Storm Spirit. And Waga, all he's got to do is make sure there's not too many denies in this lane, even though it's 2 for 2 in the first wave. He's going to be able to find the burst damage a lot earlier than the Storm Spirit will be able to. So I'm okay with this. We'll play top lane Luffy, and Weeha then get to go head to head. So they put the melee versus melee with the harassment from the Disruptor. The Treant Protector still hasn't leveled up, bad thing, but he can go for the living armor, and that will mean that Wagamama should be able to survive this lane. Because the overcharge harassment from Supreme isn't really enough to do much. And Sexy Bamboo can also survive on the off lane, because it can be living armor. But he actually leveled up instead Leech Seed. Maybe there was an opportunity for a Leech Seed onto the Night Stalker. Went for the kills more than anything else. But Bamboo's running out of consumables. And that's the last tango we just munched on then. So he can't get caught out again. The Vengeful Spirit, though, doesn't have the magic missile. So just no stun control. Until this bear goes higher up in the levels, there's no possibility for the entangle. But somehow in 2 minutes, Sexy Bamboo has not only managed to find 3 last hits, but 3 full levels. Solid. And the Faceless Void now up to 10 to 6. Up against that off-lane Night Stalk who got nothing. Even the... Oh, wow. No, Luffy. You can't outrun that. Like, look at the damage that comes from it. He has to salve. He actually had no other choice then. But the Treant Protector, Wisp, they're coming in, but Disruptor's also here. He's actually turned around. He's going to try and beat the crap out of Luffy. Now, Vanscore can't really help. He's got a glimpse of Valble. Maybe this can pull Supreme away. But Treant Protector, what's this? 324 versus 300. So the movement speed advantage is there for Supreme, but there's no Vortex. So Disruptor's right behind him. He's actually got a glimpse of Storm Spirit away, but the first blood still spilled by the Wisp. Wanted to deny himself up to the Ancients. It looked like it was good. I suppose at the end of the day, too, you did waste a lot of time. So Vanscore will have to run himself out of here, but Nisha as well as Luffy. Okay, yeah, they got the movement speed on him quite heavily, too. Tether's going to wear off, and Vanscore, he's going to reach the tower before the Void. Yeah, before the Void. So Vanscore survived. So Night Stalker's now spent a lot of his time running around. You've got Waga in the meantime, we found 15-5 up against 13-4. So he's not ahead in the CS, but well, he's not ahead in the levels either. So it's not as great as I thought it was going to be. But you're still going to face this Void free farming top lane. But the Lone Druid is doing something very similar down the bottom. 17-8 up against the 3-0. So after my wonderful praise of Sexy Bamboo, he hasn't got a single last hit. on top of that. But he does find level 4. So he's still finding something from this lane. And what I think he's hoping for is that bottle. And then it's just rune control of the bottom lane and rotations. That has to be his goal. Funny thing is, like, he has the potential to kill off VS if he has that bottle. As you saw with just one avalanche, you can drop the VS down nice and low. So the initial damage, you can find yourself a kill. And what's on the way? It's the bottle. And she used the avalanche to find the last CS for it too. So Night Stalker, welcome to your first night time, and you got 2 levels. Remember, he's still meant to be a core in this game. Well, they actually allowed Waga to get the last hit then. I don't think that catapult was going to die from just the last attack from Waga. But Supreme and Nisha also tried to go for it. And Waga's got himself a nice little invis rune. Rapidly approaching level 6. Bamboo can see VS just walking around inside the jungle. Unfortunately for Bamboo, we can't go for the kill. I think he knows that as well. So there's the Observer Ward down for the Radiant side, which was planted actually before the Dire. So both see each other, hence no kill. This Observer Ward's also going to come to the end of his life in a minute and 10 seconds. At least it's allowing Luffy to know he can stick close by and just get a little bit further up in the levels. Almost level 3 now. We really have turned this into a very passive style of game. What's our lone drill building up for? So it looks like we've got some Tranker Boots on the way, Boots for all, Avalanche Toss. Well, okay. Just that chip damage doesn't have to be there. That's a 2-3 combo, allowing Tiny to solo kill a Vengeful Spirit. It's like Storm Spirit copying a little of extra damage too. It's a Scream and Shadow Strike from the Queen of Pain. Mwaga's also just, he's prepping for kills. That's what this is. It's a prep for a kill. Whisper is about to try and smack into Bamboo. Supreme's moving over for it as well, but he doesn't have level 6. So he can't contest Bamboo. Bamboo will now be able to pick up the 6-minute rune on the bottom. And that means Waga can control the top rune. I think he's considering screaming the wave, but if he does that, then the wave's going to push out too far. So instead, just finds the bounty, and Tiny gets a haste rune. These stacks looking really nice for ATN. Actually, really, really nice. Waga, Living Armor protects him, and look at Bamboo on the run in. The Avalanche, it misses! The Magic Missile Sun will be there, but the toss damage will be enough. Bamboo might die, but they kill off the Storm Spirit. And it was Tiny that got the kill first, so Storm Spirit got no experience for her. In fact, it's just the Vengeful Spirit that got more. Well, the Wisp, I should say, sorry.
So grateful.
Still a little messy. A little messy. Yeah, so Storm got none of the experience, so it was actually both VS and Wisp that ended up splitting it. Not the cleanest haste rune kill from Bamboo. But it gives the advantage to Wagamama, and it stops the initiation from the Storm Spirit for a long time. Like, he wants to come down and farm up these stacks now, and he's the man that has to do it. This is a static Remnant farm. That's the only way this really happens. That's with static Remnants. And a little bit of Spirit Pulse. And Nisha can't tank up a stack that big. If he does, he'll go down so low it's not even funny. So, here comes your Remnant farm. 2 points up in it, then with the overcharge and the jump. Surprised Nisha's not helping out with the balls. Maybe he's trying to make sure the Storm Spirit gets all of the experience. I mean, all of the money. The experience gets split, of course. And there's your level 6 Storm Spirit. Nice, quick, and efficient. And this should be flagged by Waga too. The fact the Storm Spirit's gone missing. I mean, just going to be ready to jump in at a moment's notice. Bamboo's going to be careful in the bottom lane. Now the battle for the 8-minute runes begin. Waga, no Sonic Wave available. Now if he jumps in for this, he'll probably end up dying. Sees the fact that Supreme's level 6. Now starts it up. There's your toss, actually throwing him away from the rune. Bamboo needs to use his charges quickly, so he's got the Avalanche. Waga has to hide inside the pit. The Avalanche slowing down Supreme. He looks for the last attack, can't get it. TP out in time from Waga will keep him alive. Bamboo. Well, they control the rune. There's still the regeneration on top. That's exactly what Nisha wants. Perfect rune for him. Fortunately for him, Supreme's a little bit too far away, but doesn't matter, he'll tether in. Actually burning off as much of himself as possible, so when the regen comes, yeah, they're both back up to 100% now. Really, really lucky rune for him. 2-2 on the board, still small advantage coming the way of 4C&L. Mask of Manus for Weeha. Now's the time to watch that Night Stalker on top. Say watch him die. Selling level 1 Thunderstrike will be enough to give the extra advantage, and Weeha knows it. Just as long as he's close enough to get the hit, he's fine. Tiny. The Observer was watching it, so he's coming over. He's just taking the experience, not actually taking the farm. That all belongs to Supreme. Long jump down, Bamboo, Avalanche toss, Waga with the Sonic! Oh, why do I just feel like there was a piece of bait dangling in front of him? Waga needs to run. No entangle, oh, he gets entangled. That's his death, that's actually bigger in return. That gives it Lone Druid an injection of money. The Night Stalker did die on top, and it was the Chrono we're waiting for. We can't watch them all on the kills. That means a kill for the Faceless Void. Death to the Queen of Pain. Balance is still good for 4C&L. And I'll keep saying this because you're shutting down these heroes. The Storm Spirit as well as the Night Stalker aren't achieving anything on the map. So your Storm Spirit's getting behind in the farm. You got a Soul Ring and Intel Treads. That's actually enough to do the jumps and find the kills. But beyond that, Entangle, Bamboo, Bamboo. Wow, one Entangle can change it all for you. Luffy's in trouble. VS gonna swap him out. Is there a glimpse? Is there something? There is a glimpse at level 2. That's gonna be where it's gonna end. It's a little bit easier to kill Bamboo in the mid because he has the phase boots. Yeah, but the reason why it's actually great that for 4C&L that these kills keep happening on the Storm Spirit and the Night Stalker is because they're two heroes that require momentum to really be effective. So it just doesn't exist right now. So how does Exotic Deer now try and deal with this? He gets a Mask of Madness. So he's looking for the bear to do extra lifting. The problem he could have is he'll end up having his bear dying multiple times over. That's the downside he has to look for. Smoke gank time. Bamboo wanting to put these phase boots to good use. Going over towards the ancient stack, but no one's there. Smoke's not breaking, so he's fine. I do have a level up in Nature's Guise as well on this Tree and Protector. Why is Storm Spirit dropping? Oh, easy Soul Ring, that's why. Actually giving the space, all the space in the world for Wisp. Exotic Deer has to die. 4C&L know this. And that's why Bamboo is the Avalanche. Tosses up. The swap's still going to be there. Sonic Wave. And Bamboo gets entangled with the first hit. Oh my. Oh, that's how things go wrong. So your Sonic Wave has been blown. Your first smoke gank fails. And life is just overall hard. Getting a Bloodstone build coming out from this Storm. You know, he really wants to be effective into this later game. It means he's got no earlier control on heroes like Queen of Pain, who is now going to solo kill up the Wisp. Blink, yeah, no denying to Roshan this time around, and tries to actually juke it back into the Fog of War. Not going to happen, so Waka gets a solo kill, a much needed one as well. While Weeha, he does still have Chrono, and he knows he's safe because of that. Just a little bit of harassment more than anything else. I think Supreme's about to have the Faceless Void tossed on his head and freak out and ball lightning away. No Bamboo waiting in the trees. Supreme, no vision of this. Leap in. Chrono, Bamboo should wait for the avalanche timing. And there it is. Jumps in close enough that Supreme cannot get away. Allowed Weeha all the time in the world to damage him during the Chrono. And again, that's at the last 10 to 15 seconds time. That's when you add in the support. I was talking about it before with the Disruptor comboing on, but he doesn't have a combo. So they have to use a different one. That's the Avalanche Tiny Toss. Still approved just to be as effective. At least the net worth's not too bad for him. 4.6k, it's the same as Waga. So you're slowing down the momentum, but you're not slowing down the net worth that's there. He's walking around with practically the same items. I say practically. Switch out the bottle for the soul.
Dire's middle tower is under
Now he's gonna lose his mid tower. That bear hits like a truck.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Release bamboo. Again, these little snipe offs. The poor supports. It's a horrible day to battle up against a Tiny that's doing this. He's freely walking. There's no observer was looking for this. If you actually look at the Radiant vision at the moment, in fact, where is their vision? I'm seeing sentries all over the place. They got one observer on the bottom lane. That's basically where it ends. So at least see when Tiny's gone, but they won't see when this kind of stuff happens. So Waga, with an invis rune coming in right behind Luffy, sees everyone behind this tower, has Sonic Wave as well as 4 points up. Yeah, she doesn't see Luffy in the trees, but now he will. So Luffy very, very visible, and Waga can body block him in. And Luffy's like, okay, why can't I get out of this one? A quick Shadow Strike, they're getting what they came for, and that's the tower. That's all 4C&L really wanted when they came here. If they found a kill, sure, but Waga knew if he was going to go for that kill, the Night Stalker have to blow everything. And it could just erupt on the top. So just let it go. Keep these towers up. You got a Tree and Protector up against a Lone Druid. Create as much space as you can, and throw that living armor onto the towers at all times. That's the goal of this Treant. They have to keep this tower alive, but the bear's going to come back in again in a moment. Exotic Deer knows how to deal with a Tree and Protector. Don't do chip damage on a tower. You got to commit properly. But if you do that, then Weeha, he's the man to come and defend. Tries to beat the crap out of that bear with a Maelstrom behind him. He doesn't have enough mana to actually go in for his ultimate. Even with the Intel Tread Switch, it's not going to happen. Let's kill off the bear. A quick resummon, now chasing after Weeha. Time walk in 2 seconds time. To try to basically fight this like manly mode. That bear needs to be tossed so it stops attacking. VS swapping Weeha back in. Disruptor goes for his ulti, and then a time walk away. The living armor will keep him alive. They take out the Vengeful Spirit. A Faceless Void. They're jumping in so deep. The toss up is so Vanscore can be right in the back of Luffy. The glimpse all the way down, back in range of the tower. The Urn Charge is still ticking him out, and that will get the kill. Disruptor will claim it. It's the cleanest fight in the world. It's a Faceless Void for a Night Stalker and VS. The 4C&L again. You can basically say they got what they came for, and that's holding their bottom tower up. It's still alive until this kind of thing happens. So EGM's going to die now as this Treant. So the regeneration's not coming in for this tower anytime soon.
To the smallest storm.
Walker, is he looking to blow up the Wisp? I think he is. Well, they left, so he'll just farm. Right, with no Treant Protector up, can't throw the armor on the tower. But Night Stalker's not looking to push. Lone Druid is still 50 seconds away from his next bear. But this Radiance is coming actually quite quickly. Is Radiance the best choice? Are you going to go Radiance on a bear when he's already gone for a Mask of Madness? You could be losing this bear very quickly. Looks like that Blink Dagger goes to work for Tiny. So no Wisp. Living Armor's bringing this tower back up again. And you've still got Leap to Chrono. The Faceless Void's got no way to get down there. So they just used the Blink Toss combo from Tiny. Vision for Radiant side, and see Sexy Bamboo in the trees, and they're backing the hell out of here. I think Bamboo's actually looking, yeah, he's looking legitimately at that bear. Wants it dead, gets it too. 300 gold away of the Tiny. Wall comes up from Vance, gotta make sure no one else is going to be chasing this. ATM. Still. Okay, so the Lone Druid goes down. Now he's actually buying more aggressive items into his bear. So he's just going to go for the Maelstrom onto the Lone Druid bear. The Storm Spirit's finished up his full Bloodstone. But still likes that control and survivability. And that's what my concern is. And he can't initiate it all. So this Disruptor as well as Queen of Pain, as well as Tiny, can all jump and just nuke him down. It's not the easiest nuke, but it's definitely possible. And the Observers are scouting him out. So a blind leap up from Weeha would be able to actually catch out Supreme. Doesn't need a blind anymore. Sees him quite clearly. Leaps in. Chronos. Sexy Bamboo started with the Avalanche. A kill is a kill. You take out the Wisp. You committed the ultimate. But you're also building into an Aghanim Scepter on the Faceless Void. So a 60-second cooldown on that ultimate. He's going to be frivolous with it anyway. How's that bottom tower looking? Living armor. Well, the middle lane's fine. Top lane's a little bit injured. But EGM's got to keep these charges going. He might be worried he needs it for heroes, though. That'll be the only other reason to hold on to it. Got to get out of here. Right now, Invis can't run up. He'll be too far away before it'll break. So just TP's out to the tier 2 10. I don't want to go too far back. He's still in charge getting this overgrowth if ATN dive down too deep. And where's this vision? It's up a long way, but Bamboo's sitting right on the tip of it. And now Vanskol. No units to glimpse. It's at the Static Storm and looks like a very easy kill. But there's a small little path to victory around the corner there. And now Bamboo actually beat Nature's Geist up. He sees Supreme, he sees Dia. He wants Supreme. Supreme Vanskor actually controls him. The jump in from Weeha. They need the time lock as well. Sonic Wave. They knew that Sonic Storm wasn't going to last forever, but the Wisp is down. Now EGM out with that ultimate of his. VS going to swap the Lone Druid out to safety, but then again, the Glimpse just drags him straight back in again, so they can chase after the exotic tier. We are down. First hit time lock. Waga's on his edge too, giving that extra chip damage. The buyback from the Vengeful Spirit, but it all comes too late. In fact, it's just going to be the VS doing a dive back. The Storm Spirit will jump in. Do they have enough? We are pretty low here. Needs to backtrack out a little bit more, but cannot do it. Sexy Bamboo, also not the healthiest of men, but they're tossing up, at least on Lumpy, and then a blink away to safety. The living armor started to kick in. Waga with a blink away too. Vanskor will give him the urn charges required to stay alive. Waga's also managed to finish up the full Academ Scepter of his. So you got buybacks out. The VS and the Void were the only ones that really came from those buybacks committed. I say buybacks, plural, when it was only one from the Vengeful Spirit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
But really, that Storm Spirit did more work. So it wasn't even his buyback, it was just a quick respawn from the Storm 2. The Bloodstone charge is losing him. He got some back. And they're trying to finish this bottom tower desperately, and Bamboo won't give it to him. He's got Blink to Avalanche in, and that Remnant seeing him, I think it did for a moment. Yep, Blink, Avalanche, Toss, Vanskor, right behind, and Supreme. Well, there's your quick jump. He's getting more life back from Nisha. It's a real pain in the butt for the Chrono. He goes for the Storm Spirit to relocate up and just pulls Nisha out of it. He at least keeps his tether in, but the Static Storm's going to drop. So there goes your Wisp. The exotic deer is on the wrong side here, and Weeha, well, he wants to kill off the bear as well. Just go for the main man. The Avalanche toss did his work. The leap down for the slow. They actually push him out, but then the 4-staff down from Sexy Bamboo lets him keep up with the Lone Druid. Luffy's got no mana, and in fact, Bamboo just jumps in for it, looking for the Craggley's tick. He's bottling up to Blink in 5 seconds. Luffy runs back in. Where are you going, Bamboo? Supreme coming to join the fight. He's left Wagamama for dead, and then the toss throwing him back into his teammates. Bamboo's got Force and Blink up, so they cannot kill him. The Living Armor's protection. Bamboo, yo! Didn't use the Blink, now uses the Force. Blink now 2 seconds, got 15-1 charges up. And the Living Armor, in fact, he's saving the Blink in case he wants to try and turn onto the fight. Just realizing he's so tanky anyway, he doesn't really have to care. So someone's going to have to care about the top.
Dire's top tower is
Bamboo's waiting for 22-minute rune, so I'll be up to EGM. Soak up a couple more levels. He's already got the 4 in the Living Armor. Supreme and Bamboo battling for the rune. It was Tani who actually got it, and now actually up on top of the hillside. That wasn't where he I don't know if it's actually exactly where he intended to go, but either way it works. The way to safety steals the rune. At least stops the Wisp from having the bottle charges, even though Storm Spirit doesn't have one. How's that Lone Druid looking? Finally able to get his bear back up. But the bear is just so fragile. It's too easy to kill. I guess most definitely a great farmer. But as 4C&L have kind of pretty well done. They've been moving through the Radiant jungle a lot. They found a lot of kills on the solo heroes. The VS and the Wisp were kind of the ones that got the brunt of the attack from Sexy Bamboo. Still, Waga and Tiny, like, they haven't got good net worth. The main man is still this Faceless Void. With one more Ancient farm up now, he'll have his Aghanim Scepter, so welcome to the bigger, better, more improved Chronosphere. And Supreme's finally getting this disable I was looking for from him. The York is the primary thing he needs. Bamboo. He has to 4-staff and then Blink, which takes away his escape mechanism. So he's overwhelmed down, he sees Nisha. Nice Stalker now going to use Dino, so the vision very restrictive. But, oh, there's Avalanche Toss, and Luffy's caught the wrong side. The Storm's going to jump in, but Nisha actually staying alive through it all. He does not die. Venscore's going to arrive too, but the wall doesn't catch up anyone. Sexy Bamboo will drop. They do end up killing off Nisha, but now they go over on someone else. The ulti out from Waga. Help just ensure the kills, so then Waga can move onto bigger and better things. Luffy, time lock, they have the damage. It's a 3-for-2 trade-off. The tower remains alive on top. I know I keep flagging that, but when you got a Tree Protector on your team, that means a hell of a lot. The Storm Spirit and the Lone Druid, the only ones to survive. And in return, you got a support as well as a Tiny. That's okay. 1 core and 2 supports for 1 core and a support. You could always have worse trades. Major problem though is just this Faceless Void. It's gonna get disgusting, and I think Faceless Void actually benefits more from having the new refresher recipe, because it's the double types of regeneration. So it takes two of the Void Stones as well as 2 of the Ring of Hells to make up, as well as the recipe, to make up that refresher off him. And he needs to have that mana regeneration just so he's got the ultimate there. His mana pool's going to be enough. Waga, Bamboo, Avalanche Toss again, the wall's there, Vanscore, Sonic Wave, ensure 1 kill. And now Supreme, Vanscore doesn't have the Static Storm, that's the reason why it wasn't thrown down, but it doesn't matter. Waga takes the double kill. After what looked to be a pretty effective kill onto him. Cannot underestimate the healing and protective nature of this 4CL lineup has. Now they just go for Roshan, double damage rune to help him. EGM sees Lone Druid around the corner. He's losing his top tower. He needs to stop this bear. And here comes the TP support. It's Wagamama. If he goes for the ulti, he's got it. There it is. Avalanche Toss. He's still got another bear available. So once he comes back up, he'll have that. There's VS going to swap him in and out. Sexy Bamboo sticking with this though. So while there might be the battle, Bamboo relocates coming in. He can't finish the job. Tossing in, no! Dear, it didn't toss down to him though. That's going to be okay. So the VS was able to kill the Tree Protector. You lost your Tiny. You did not kill off Lone Druid. They even forced the resummon of his bear, which is now going back to heal. But you got Roshan. Still, it's a better trade for ATM. So much better trade. They keep the momentum up. Storm Spirit's still looking great with only 4 Bloodstone charges, but it could be a hell of a lot worse for him. And the fact that VS gets the solo kill, you're up on a level 2 swap for the Vengeful Spirit now. The initiation range, the saving range of ATN is actually massively improved just because of this. They still have to go further. And up against this teamfight combo. Mihal's going to be building into a BKB as this next one, but he's got his level 3 ultimate now for the Chronosphere. So 6 second duration. Mana cost is still quite high at 300, but all you're using is Time Walk, and then you go for the ulti. Actually, when you think about it, yeah, no, that refresher won't be enough. He doesn't have a mana pool because one thing I missed, and I apologize for that. I didn't take into account how much mana would be required to use the refresher. Now, jump in, Chrono catching out too. Both the supports locked in together. With the Sonic Wave, they ensure the kill. Rune gets to go the way of Sexy Bamboo. Wants to give her a couple bullet charges with the Wagamama, Yule Scepter, and Avalanche. Toss up, Supreme. There's your ball lightning away. Jumps as far as he possibly can. They still have vision on him, but they don't have enough damage to finish the job before he gets back.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
4CL almost with 3 very, very quick kills. Now they've got to turn their attention to top lane. Lone Druid continues to farm up. It looks like he's building into an Assault Cuirass.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're going to let it go. Fortification, but they used it while the catapult was still there, so it didn't stop 4CL's push.
Middle tower has fallen.
They just turned their attention to something else. Waga. Haste Rune goes to the Queen of Pain, so she's got the movement speed. And now Void jumps in. Chronosphere 2 seconds. 1 second. And now Luffy turns around for it, but doesn't want to catch Wagamama in it now. And he will do so. Actually caught Supreme on the tip of it. So Weeha Kills off one. Now moves down the Storm Spirit. Needs some lucky time locks or Avalanche. That'll work too. Where's your time lock, Supreme? He's got another jump up. Waga managed to survive through all of this too, or maybe he won't be able to. A blink away. Blink before he gets hit. Now the Aegis Immortal will be triggered. The oldie out from here, GM just holding Supreme a little bit closer. He's still ball lightning away. Suihan will regenerate quickly. Thanks to living armor.
Bottom tower
Likely stock. It's like the Dota. Got him. Got him. Ball lightning. He doesn't have enough life. Bamboo hits it. And Bamboo running almost exactly the same build as he ran with his Earthshaker in the previous game. It's just a lot quicker because he's finding kills. Like he's 11-5-8 on a tiny. Not to mention he can flash farm. But he's going for the Shadowblade build directly after having that Blink Dagger and Force Staff. Support arrives in mid. He's in range to pull back Exotic Deer. Just lost the vision for it. Actually, no, he didn't lose the vision for it. Dire Observer just got deep-watered. Chrono down. Oh, Wisp. Waga will keep doing that too. He's got Naganim's ulti. He doesn't care.
That was perfect.
And with the Yule Scepter, his regeneration speed is quite good.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's got another target for him. When that rune disappears, you know something's wrong. It's the Shadowblade. Well, they're pinging out. They drop a sentry wall expecting Bamboo to chase him. It's kind of funny, like Bamboo normally would have chased that. Bamboo was a very over-aggressive style of player. But not this time around. He sticks up with his team. BKB still a couple of hundred away from Weeha. He needs the recipe. The Ogre Club's already on the courier. Observer Wards are down, so Supreme sees the entire team moving. Well, they get rid of it nice and quick. And Bamboo's in very, very deep, and he sees Supreme, but no way to toss him up. And right now, that's not what 4CL should be worried about. We just get a nice little picturesque panoramic view of the Radiant jungle. What they should be looking for is this little guy. Take out the towers. They need the ability to try and force down the throats of ATN, really. Like it's all great to have this wonderful combo, but aggressive vision and the lack of support from ATM. That's what they need to win this game. I'm talking about 4C&L. What ATN need is more time for this lone druid just to go completely off the rails, and Storm Spirit to find pickups and slow down the aggression. That's basically it. The Night Stalker's got Aghanims and Gem, so he can see all the wards around, which is nice. But that's not really as useful. One of the big misconceptions about Aghanims, Gem, Night Stalkers is that you think you see everything. You think it's a legal map hack. The difference is though, yes, that should be Chrono. Supreme, he jumped into it with a Sonic Wave from Waga. It's a disaster! And Supreme, well, okay, he thought he might have got out of that one, but not to be the case with a VS swap. Already Venska was there waiting for him, and Night Stalker, you get over here, son! The relocate, 4 seconds, Avalanche, toss them, gotta kill them both, 2 seconds, 1 second, not enough time. It's gonna be a genocide, and that gem will be lost. He tried to TP too early. The gem's on the deck, Venska will take that. And ATN, that is how you lose a team fight. And how you lose it so strong. 7,000 experience. So much as well. Like, it doesn't matter about the Faceless Void as well as the Quap. They're already so high up in the levels. But it's the gold as well that kicks in. This is going to be soon a Scythe of Vice. In fact, it is now the Scythe of Vice for the Queen of Pain. A double disable available up against the Storm Spirit. That is terrible. Terrible disables to go against. Yeah, but back to what I was saying before it was lost. The misconception about Night Stalker with Aghanims as well as Gem is that it's a legal map hack. The Gem doesn't have the same vision as the Aghanim Scepter. It's more restricted. So you don't see everything. And when you get a Force Staff and a Blink Dagger, I don't think it really matters because I think you're about to watch again this Vengeful Spirit get popped. All he's got to do is just wait for VS to come out a little bit further and he can go for it. And there it is. Just far enough. Avalanche toss up and down. Force Staff back to the tree line and Shadowblade in 1 second time. And that was with the double damage route. They're moving over. Storm Spirit, they found Vanscore. He was the man holding the gem, but now you're Chrono. Bamboo's caught on the edge of it, and Waga in for that Sonic Wave. Storm Spirit and Whisper down. 38-17 on the board, and well, they're going for more. Luffy in the trees, they're not going to see him in time. But 4C&L can start pushing high ground.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Their combination is just so brutal. The funny thing is, too, with Sexy Bamboo, well, he's already got a fair amount of damage. Like, he's got a lot of it taken away with the Vengeance Aura, which is currently on him for killing us the Vengeful Spirit. But he doesn't need the Aghanim except to beat down buildings. All he's got to do is keep the enemy dead. And that's where the success is coming in. And he's still got this Blink 4 staff, so he knows. A quick jump and he can go for it. You got to restrict that vision. So Night Stalker is the only one. Well, okay, he's running. Bamboo out. Weeha, leap. 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 He can just turn and kill him. Relocate's coming in. BKB, Chrono. Oh, it's a trap. Oh, it's a trap. Supreme, no! Oh, dude, no! Why? You were free. You were safe. You were born to be wild. And then you've tamed yourself inside of a chronosphere of faceless void. My apologies. Rest in peace, headphone users. Here's another genocide, and I think this is game. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Lone Druid died in the top lane in the meantime. That's why it's the genocide. Oh, you look at this, it's like, we have got everything he needs to kill him off. And ATN's like, no, he's still running. He mustn't have any support, but it doesn't matter. When you're in a 3-man Chrono like that, Vengeful Spirit arrived at the right time, swapped out at the right time, and Storm Spirit ball lightning back into the Chronosphere. It was too much of a gift. They'll lose their mid-ranks here. And ATN, 4C&L, having great combos, great work. They're going to start to chip away at this base. And of course, it's all going to come back up again in a moment. Have they got arcane boots on anybody here? Actually, I didn't even check to see if anyone bought arcanes. Latrine, EGM's the only one. So there's actually not enough mana for a leap into Chrono, which is why Weeha's backing up. Roshan is already alive, so Weeha gets all of his mana back, and then rejoins the rest of his teammates. Buys up a Crystallis as well. He doesn't even want the Aegis. This goes to Waga. Potentially they could give it to Vanscore as well, but I prefer to see it in the hands of Wagamama. Unless he's going to drop the bottle. He could. Trigger the bounty rune, get the bottle over to one of his teammates like Vanscore. That'll work. Or they give it to Sexy Bamboo, the suicidal man. He could drop his TP scroll. Weeha just doesn't have the slot for it. Doesn't need it. He really doesn't need it. Yeah, they should give it to Sexy Bamboo. He drops the TP and they'll head bottom. 5-man bot push to win. They drop it. Nice. Very, very smart, Luffy. Very, very smart. Drops the sentry ward down. Caught a glimpse of Sexy Bamboo. He might have done that too because the observer ward's on top of the cliffside.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
so he would have seen Sexy Bamboo move up like that. This tower getting beaten down. Weeha is looking for a good target to jump on. Well, that was the wrong thing to toss. Bamboo missing the timing, and then the Chrono. Focusing on the Storm Spirit, the Sonic Wave spill out is perfect, and then EGM combining up with Vanscore. It's over. Storm Spirit is brought back into the game, but what's really been lost here from 4CL, you've still got that ball lightning. Supreme jumps in, but Waga, he actually had the side to fire still available. Supreme has to jump away, but Waga's right in his tail with the scream. It's not enough damage to find the kill. Bamboo, though, going in YOLO. GG, well played. Bamboo blinks away. You'll set this up to avoid the damage, too. He had Nagus the Immortal, but that is game. That is all for game number 1. But it's a best of 3 series, so we will be back in a moment's time to find out if we will see this combination of superstars from Europe. The 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun. Will they be able to beat out ATN, or will ATN fight back? Give us some excitement. Can it happen? Stay tuned. We'll find out together.